all the best chance possible, we have three very special guests with us who have been working on this. Allow me to introduce them to you. Firstly, we have with us Professor Balaji Srinivasan. Professor Balaji is currently the internship advisor for the IITM BS degree placement cell. Professor Balaji obtained his PhD in 2000 from the University of New Mexico, USA. He subsequently worked as a senior development scientist at Corning Incorporated, USA, where he led technology development efforts related to 3D optical cross connects and channel selectable tunable filters. Since 2004, he has been with the Indian Institute of
Steve,
Technology.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I
Yes.
think it's fine to just introduce me as this faculty advisor. We can probably go ahead. The other information probably is not as relevant
Okay.
for this meeting.
All right. All right. So Professor Balaji is with the IITM Madras as a faculty in the Department of Electrical Engineering, presently as associate professor. So secondly, we have with us Ms. Kamala Ramakrishnan. Ms. Kamala is currently managing the twin roles of Chief Manager at NPTEL and Head Industry Relations for the ITM BS degree program. She is also the Global Head of Exam Operations for both NPTEL and the ITM BS program. After completing a degree in law specializing in employment law, Ms. Kamla joined a law firm in the United States of America where she worked with lead attorneys representing MNCs. Later, she worked as a documentation specialist for Bentley Systems USA, where she led the editing team and was in charge of end-to-end publishing of online and print content. She also holds an international diploma from Cambridge University, England, in teacher training. And finally, we have with us Mr. Balraju. Mr. Balraju heads the Industry Outreach ICC for both BS degree and NPTEL. He completed MS Entrepreneurship from IIT Madras. He is a BTech in ECE from JNTU Hyderabad. As a part of MS Entrepreneurship, he founded a company in 2006. He holds two patents granted in the area of internet security. These patents were licensed to LaserSoft.
Yeah, I think this is enough. You've introduced me enough, Steve. So let's not lose time.
Okay.
I just want to correct one point. So Professor Balaji is a full professor at the Department of Electrical Engineering. I think you have introduced him as associate professor. So he's a
So
senior professor. I think,
that's the
yeah, it must
information
be some
sent to
old,
me. Yeah.
yeah. I think some old information you would have received.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Otherwise, we can go ahead, Steve. I think
Anyway,
Professor
sir, I
Balaji
will
will
turn the
start
meeting over to Mr. Balraju so that we can get started. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Professor Balaji is going to do a short presentation, I think 10 to 12 minutes to start with. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of queries on internships and placements. And fortunately, we've all been working for last, 12 to 16 months on internships and placements before we could even think of, reaching out to companies. We started working with them. So there's a lot of progress that we made, and we are going to do a lot more things as we go forward. But we thought we should update you formally one day so that everybody will know what's happening. So that's the purpose of this meeting. So we'll also try to make it as generic as possible. And Professor Balaji is going to do a quick presentation. Then we will do a Q&A. And I'm sure some questions will not be answered at the end of the Q&A because we have one and a half hour time now. We don't know how much we can extend. But having said that, we will always be in touch with all of you. So don't worry if your question is not answered because we have got good response with your questions. So we are consolidating and we're trying to make it as generic as possible to answer all your questions. But still, any question persists, don't worry. This meeting is not the end of the day. You can go back and write to us. We will definitely answer your question. Over to Professor Balaji. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you so much, Bala, and thank you all for being here in such huge numbers. It's really exciting to e-meet you. I wish I could meet you in person, but maybe that can wait for a little while. It's been a while since we met actually like this. So I'm trying to jog my memory and try to see where, when we met last time like this, that probably was some 3-4 months ago, maybe even, more than that. But our intention has always been to be in touch with you, keep the whole process transparent, and try to keep you informed about all the things that are happening from the administration side especially related to the training and placement activities. So from that perspective, there has been a lot of events since we last met. Of course, when we last met, we hardly had anyone graduating with a diploma or anyone just even clearing a diploma. So there was very few to report in terms of internships or placement information. But over the last few months, our team has been working very diligently and trying to be in touch with the recruiters, and I'll go through some of those numbers now, but it's starting to look promising. We have at least some data to talk about as far as where we are going and what we can expect in the years to come. And in that respect, there has also been activity in outreach to the industry. And I'm happy to tell you that we have had 2 interaction sessions so far, one in Bangalore and more recently one in Chennai, where the industry has participated very enthusiastically. When I'm talking about participation, I'm talking about people that are coming from the senior management positions and also some technical positions. They're all coming down to meet with us and learn more about our program and see how they could be playing a role in all of this. I will, as the evening progresses, we'll go into some of those details, but overall the feedback from the industry is like this, right? It's like 2 thumbs up, and we're doing a great job in coming up with this program, and also they're all looking forward to working with all of you guys. They can't wait for most of you guys to graduate and be part of their companies, right? So without much ado, let me actually share my screen and let me get into this presentation that I wanted to share with you, all the information that has been. Okay, so hopefully you can see. That's what I wanted to project. Okay. So let's get into a quick peek into what the training and placement team has been doing. There has been a lot of work with industry outreach, promotional activities, and then there has been this side which a lot of you have probably not sampled yet. I do see several people that are ready to take up internship placement, signing up for this, but we would love to see more of you get into this, because what you learn through the program, through all the courses that you're taking, we are imparting all the hard skills. But what we hear from the industry, and of course, that's very well known also in certain respects, is the soft skills are just as important. So we are actually making an effort. The training and placement activities, the team is actually making an effort. Mr. Arun Kumar, I think, was just recently joined us. He's heading the student training aspect, and so he's right now conducting a lot of these weekly workshops, training programs, so that you can be prepared with your soft skills as well as your hard skills. Right. So on the other hand, we're also as part of our industry outreach, the main idea is that we look at potential for internship and placement. Now we have one more aspect to this, which is the apprenticeship, which comes in the BS degree level. That's the final level of our program. We'll talk about that a little more detail as we go on. For your information, you should know this, that you have a student placement portal that has been run by the student reps themselves. Please do go in there, try things out, and if there is any feedback about that, please let us know. So we are always looking forward to seeing how our portals can be better serving the purpose. Okay, so This is actually one of the key parts that we want to let you know as far as this meeting is concerned. So we are talking to industry partners, and we are also learning about their requirements. And through that, we are actually evolving a process by which will make you ready for this interview sessions or the interactions with the industry in general. So every term we actually send out a pre-registration form, and this is some basic information about yourself, not going into the details of what your accomplishments and all that, but just a basic information. And the primary purpose of this first thing is to see whether you're ready to go for internship or apprenticeship or a placement itself. Okay, so once we are convinced that you are ready, then we'll allow you to go and make a payment, which is, if it is an internship, you're paying about 1,800 rupees. And if it's for placement you're registering, it's 2,400 rupees. And then you could potentially take an employability test. There's some mock interviews, some English assessment tests, and so on, to see whether you need help in that respect. Now, some of you may already feel like, you've not had any soft skills training before. You absolutely need that. You might as well just go ahead and start attending these weekly programs that we are conducting. But if some of you feel like, hey, I know all this material that is being conducted in these workshops, I think I'm ready. Then you can go ahead and take this employability test. And if we find that you are, suppose, lacking certain skills, then we will ask you to take specific training sessions related to those skills. But once we are convinced that you are reasonably well groomed, then we'll allow you to go ahead and register for the internships and placements, which at which point you will provide a lot more information, all your the key highlights, what distinguishes you from others, what are the qualifications that you have. All those will go into as part of the registration. And this registration information is what we are actually going to present to potential employers. So when somebody comes up with a request saying, hey, I need such and such skills, people that have cleared the diploma, or people that have gotten at least one degree and so on, we will just basically take this pool of this people that we have, the lists of the information that we have, and then we will present it to the industry and say, these are the people that match your specific requirement. So it's very important that you put down all the information about you, not just about this program, but also the other on-campus things that you guys may be doing, any other degrees that you may be doing, any other qualifications that you have. You put all of those down. These will come handy when we are actually creating this pool of people that the industry requires. And of course, I'll tell you right off that during the latest interaction session at Chennai, at least a couple of employees that I know of were saying, okay, if 60 people are available, I want all their profiles today. I want to go through them and see if I can start engaging them through an internship or a job. So that's the kind of enthusiasm that the industry has about your profiles. But these are some numbers. I hope you can see them clearly. The total number of opportunities that we have received from companies, it's 489 at this point. That's from 72 potential employers. And all these numbers, they're basically starting to say that yes, there is a fairly growing requirement from the industry. And I'm happy to tell you that we have 20 offers that have been made through these interviews. These numbers, of course, are a very, very small percentage of all the numbers that we have, but nevertheless, among the people that have at least one diploma, this is a decent number. and 17 of them have been internships, 3 of them in jobs. But other than these, people have been also scouting, through other commercial job portals and all that, and they have been, getting internships and job offers as well. So that is actually this number here, 10. So we and of course we do have this discourse channel through which we from time to time we put up any requirements that employers are coming up with. So yeah, just to give you an idea of people that have been engaging with us, the people that have shared the job descriptions. That's all these names here: Dun & Bradstreet, Cairo, Adopt, and so on, ViewNet, and so on. And the people that have actually recruited till now are these companies here: ViewNet, Sabio Mobile, Let's Aspire, and so on. Now, if I talk about specific training sessions that we have conducted, is about 20 number of students registered for internship and placements. I think these are the number of people that have actually finished at least one diploma is 63, and so on. So we are keeping track of these things, and we are trying to see we would like to see these numbers grow as we move on. And on the other side, in terms of interacting with industry, we had about 41 sessions with industry experts so far. And this is a request that we placed with all our industry participants in the last outreach at Bangalore and as well as Chennai. We have asked them all to give a pre-placement talk, introduce their company to you, and also talk about what sort of skill sets that they are needing from you guys. Okay, so we will have more of these sessions as we go on. So coming to the challenges that we face in all of this, okay. One of the challenges that we face is actually the time commitment from students for the internship. So people say that they want to do internships, but then they're not able to, they have some other activity that's going on. Typically, some other on-campus degree that they are doing. They think they are ready for internships, but then they find out that their college is not giving them time off. Or if it's a working professional, they're already in a job, so they're not going to be able to now take time off from the job and go for an internship, right? So this I already talked about, because they have certain commitments with other things that they are doing. And then there are cases where, like I said, there are like 479 advertisements so far for jobs through our own network, and many of them have not actually had any applicants, and that's because you perceive that certain company may be not up to your liking, whatever the reasons are. That is actually the truth. On one side, we hear we need opportunities, but then when we provide opportunities, people are not ready to grab them. So it's a two-way street. And for some of you, it is also an issue that you cannot go on site for whatever reason. So you're stuck in some place and you're not able to go to relocate to some other place. So this is something that we are hearing from our employers as well. And the other common thing is that people are still trying to work out get qualified through their diploma, and so they need more time to apply, right? So this is not something, you're not ready for the internship. And this is something that we are constantly trying to work on, the branding of our degree in the market. And this is where some of these interaction sessions, like I said, Bangalore, Chennai is done. Next we are going to Bombay, and next we are going to Delhi, and then Hyderabad, and so on. So there is a long list of activities in front of us, in which we are listening to the employers, what their requirements are, but also in the process building a brand for ourselves so that you guys are more employable. Okay, so these are the challenges that we have, and based on some of these, we have evolved a set of eligibility criteria for internships and placements. So clear thing that all our potential employers also want is that students should not have any other commitments when they come for internship. So they should not be pursuing some on-campus degree or some full-time job elsewhere. And they clearly say they don't want working professionals, coming into these internships while they are maintaining a job. So if you are a working professional, if you are willing to, quit your job and then move on to the internship, that is fine. But you cannot maintain your position in a company and then go to some other company for an internship. That is not allowed. And if you are trying to apply, we would require you to at least complete 4 courses and 2 projects in the diploma level, and be actually registered or enrolled to complete at least 1 diploma in the term that you're applying. Like right now, there is a 1 term that's running, right, and goes until December. If you know for sure that by December you would have completed at least 1 diploma, then you can apply right now. Okay, but if it's going to take this term and the next term before you finish at least one of the diplomas, please don't try to apply now, because you're not going to be you're not eligible to take an internship. So students will be allowed to undertake internships only after they complete at least 1 diploma. Right, and we are also requiring you to be fairly rounded in terms of your soft skills. So you need to make sure that you go through the adequate training if necessary, or at least go through the employability tests before you can be ready for such internships. And with respect to placements, similar thing, we are basically saying that if you are pursuing a degree, then you should be close to completing the degree at the end of that terms. Then only you apply. Then only you're eligible to apply, and you should fulfill all the training requirements, and the placement support is provided based on relevant exits. So we understand that different people may have a different exit strategy. So some of you may want to exit only after a single diploma, some of you after 2 diplomas, or some of you want to go through a BSc as well as BS degree before you exit. So correspondingly, we will treat you slightly differently, and we will market you slightly differently as far as providing your skill sets to the employers is concerned. And based on all of this, we also want you to actually take a code of conduct, which is basically to ensure that whoever is undertaking placements are aware of our policies and demonstrate appropriate behavior while participating in this entire process. And this is very important because you guys are the front runners, right? You are the trailblazers of our program. You actually set up an example of how our typical students are going to be. So when somebody is sampling you and they're giving you an opportunity, how you conduct yourself while going through that internship or placement is going to create an impression on the employers, and that will impact all the other people that are coming through this program. So please make sure you understand that and follow appropriate behavior while participating in this process. So let's see, I'm taking a lot of time, but maybe just probably close with this. Just say that you need to demonstrate a high standard of honesty, integrity, and social responsibility, comply with the rules and regulations of IITM placement cell as well as the employers, and adhere to relevant professional codes of ethics from registration to placement to finally receiving the offer letter. And this is actually including things like you being totally transparent about your availability. So you don't want to say something just for getting an offer, and then, the employer finds out that you've been willingly withholding certain information that is impacting your employment. So please be very, very transparent about where you are and on what you're doing and what your commitment to that potential employer is. And that's very important. Okay, so I think there is other information, but maybe we can hold off until there are questions. Bala, what do you think?
Yes, sir. We can go that option because I think there are a lot of questions from students. I feel
Right.
let's spend a little more time on questions.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll stop my presentation.
Steve, you want to
Yes, sir.
start
Yes,
some
I will
questions?
read out the
Steve,
questions.
my request to you is, I think you have seen 100 plus questions. So, and since you're also student, if you can represent majority of the students in terms of questions, and I'm sure we will address minority questions as well, but can you group them so that, we don't give generic answer to one student, but we address, a group of
Yes, sir.
students in
Yes.
terms of a question.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes.
Go on.
So there is one question which says, what are the prospects of getting research-oriented apprenticeship, and how do we need to build our profiles for such roles in BS level?
Yeah, so I can talk about that a little bit. So the program, the way it is constructed, it's allowing you to, take industry positions for sure, but also the rigorous way of actually imparting the fundamentals of the program. It's allowing you to take research positions as well. So this is not something that is very common among the industry professionals that we interacted with. They don't typically, project a R&D profile in their industry. Most of them are, entry-level data scientist type of profiles. But nevertheless, we are actually actively trying to identify and also connect with centers like this Robert Bosch Data Science Center that we have in IIT Madras. So we are talking to them about them offering certain number of internships for those who are more interested in a research profile than an industry position. So this is an evolving thing. We will certainly try to make more opportunities available to you.
Yeah. In addition to this, my suggestion is, those of you who are looking for research internships, I think you need to make your profile academically more strong, number one. And number two, get into some research kind of projects that you do in your own campus if you're in on-campus degree. Otherwise, collaborate with students, other researchers. Start doing something that will make your profile attractive. Because one IITM can definitely help you with some kind of, connects and, opportunities. But at the end of the day, India, there's a lot more need for researchers to, be self-motivated till somebody comes and pushes you saying, you do this. So I think researcher is a different person altogether in terms of the way they, pursue their passion. I think you should go ahead and pursue your passion and build your profile so that somebody who's working in that space should say, I can't get anything better than this person. And they will immediately offer you. That's how generally research internships work. Yeah. Do you agree with me, Professor Balaji?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you need to be conscious about what are the requirements of R&D and then try to build your skill sets accordingly.
Steve, you want to ask next question?
Yes, sir. Yes. So I have this question which says, can you please remove the online degree from the domain name, as when we apply for internships, it gives a bad impression. Moreover, our exams are offline and events too. So the domain online degree is just not justified. Can you please remove it?
Yes, that is certainly something that we consciously try to, not project it in a major manner, and thanks for bringing this up. I suppose we are saying that the education is imparted in a online medium, so that's where the online degree comes from. But I suppose at this point we don't have a better way of expressing this particular program. So if you have any suggestions, you could possibly provide that, and we can try it out. What we've been trying to say is actually the BS degree program of IIT Madras. I think that in most cases would be just fine. That certainly represents us as accurately as possible. But Bala, you have any other thoughts on that?
Yes, Professor Balaji. So there is a discussion internally on the branding of the program, and they are looking at changing it to study.iitm.ac.in instead of online degree. It is in pipeline, but I can't give you a time commitment saying it will be happening tomorrow. But there is an internal conversation to brand it better, and that's one way is to brand BS program. IITM BS program is our primary brand. In addition, we are trying to change the URL. But to give you an honest answer, they are looking at IIT Madras students for recruitment, and whenever we reach out to recruiters, they are interested in the IIT MBS students. So there's no doubt in the I would say recruiters having interest. But again, you should remember, when we fully say it's online, they should not remove online and suddenly we say it's online. At some point, it shouldn't create a wrong perception about us. So we have to be careful on telling them that this is a hybrid program. We are never saying it's offline, but we are calling it hybrid. So that we are conscious, but I think the rebranding of online degrees is happening already. So don't worry, except that there is some internal approvals going on. So I am not able to give you a time commitment on when that new URL is going to be made live, not just for recruitment, for everybody. There's a the thinking of having it as study.iitm.ec. as generic URL, which can cover all courses which are in hybrid mode. Yeah, over to you, Professor Balaji.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve, with the next question.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, sir, we would like to interact with our fellow learners who got internships at different companies and would like to know about their experience and the path they took along with the course structure.
Yeah, that's actually a brilliant idea, and I think I would certainly encourage that. Whatever we could do to make this possible, we will certainly do that. In fact, we've been talking among our team that we should probably have interaction sessions where these students who have already landed an opportunity, or who are even finishing their internship, how was their experience? They could share that among all the other learners that we have in the program. So that's certainly on, and we will make that happen now that we have a significant number of people out there in the industries. We will capture as many of them as possible and try to have an interaction session just like this one, or maybe even a more wider sort of where you can express yourself live. You can certainly arrange that.
Yeah, and just to add, Professor Balaji, in fact, we have done few sessions like this, I think in the 2021 end of year and beginning of 2022. And we definitely want to do more, but I request help from students, because these sessions, it's better and well organized when it is done informally among yourselves. So we have a student placement team which is supposed to coordinate this. And we will talk to them in our next meeting and ask them to take it on priority, because there's a lot of interest from everyone. And when it is informal, it becomes a lot more interesting than making it very formal through us.
I agree.
So you get a lot more insights about what you want to actually ask instead of going through us. So I'll request the student placement team to host more such sessions. In our next meeting, we are going to definitely remind them about this. Thank you for bringing this up.
Yes, sir. I'll read the next one.
Yes.
How will the placement work for direct entry diploma students? Will IITM give internship placement opportunities?
Yeah, direct entry diploma, or students who have completed diploma through foundation level, that's the regular entry option. Both of them will be treated very, I would say, equally or comparably same, but your background is different. So when you choose direct entry, you have certain commitments as a, let us say, as a working professional, or you're doing something else already. And if your time commitments doesn't permit or if your work commitment that you work in a company, so you can't get exemption here because you study in IIT Madras. So we had such requests from some employees who are working in some companies, both PSUs and private companies, who say we are doing direct entry diploma and we want internship opportunity. That's not possible because technically there is privacy of data, and unless company is open to giving you an opportunity, and that too a working professional, till now nobody expressed interest to us saying we are ready to share our data with a person who's doing a job in another company. So we have a challenge there. Except that, I think jobs, you will be treated on par. But I am putting the ball in your court, especially people who are coming through direct entry to diploma. Your experience in the program is definitely good, but it's not complete when it comes to competing with the other students. So when you go with fundamentals, especially the courses these guys have done full foundation level, they will definitely be strong. So you have to definitely be at that level to face the interviews and expectations of the recruiters. That alone I will caution. But otherwise, from our side, we will definitely treat you equally, but you need to follow the typical eligibility criteria that you have. And my suggestion is, if you are doing diploma, try to do both the diplomas. That will give you a lot more advantage in the industry in terms of attraction and trying to make your profile attractive. Yeah, you want to add something, Professor Balaji?
No, that's good. But yeah, that's fine. We can go to the next question.
Is apprenticeship option in BS is same as internship offered by IIC? If I choose to do internship in BSc, will I be eligible for apprenticeship option in BS?
Yeah, thanks for that question. There's a lot of confusion about internships and apprenticeships in general. So even when we pitched this to the industry, they were also, asking a lot of questions about this. So as of now, apprenticeship is something that is happening in the BS level, right? You have completed your BSc level, and then you're going for your BS degree in the final level. That's when the apprenticeship kicks in, and that is actually a credited program, right? So as of now, it is 4 credits if you're doing for 4 months, and if you're doing the full 8 months, it's a 12 credit thing that you're getting, right? So that is the apprenticeship program. On the other hand, the internship program, at this point, it is not credited. Okay, so you are doing that out of your own interests, and of course, you're trying to make your profile attractive for a potential employer. So you're doing that. So as of now, it's not credited. We are exploring the option of possibly giving you 4 credits for a 4-month internship. That is something that we are talking internally, but this has got to be approved by the Senate and so on. So there's a little bit of process involved in that. But hopefully, as we go on, we'll do this. What the industries tell us is longer the better. In most cases, there are a few companies where they say 4 months is enough, but most cases they say if I know that the person is going to be with me for 8 months, I can give them more deeper customer oriented sort of projects and so on. So that is actually going to be that's the difference. Right now, apprenticeship is credited, internship is not. But in the future also, internship will carry limited credits, whereas the apprenticeship could be more credits.
And from the student perspective, you should see this apprenticeship or internship in a very simple, I would say, way for you to work with the industry. So today you are learning online, your engagement is completely virtual, and your opportunity to engage with working professionals or industry professionals is limited, and you're also in virtual environment in many ways. So what we thought is these internships and apprenticeship will give you maximum physical engagement in terms of your hands-on learning. So you should use the maximum opportunity that is available either through us or outside, because I'm seeing a lot of students doing parallel internships while they're studying in this program, either in diploma or some of them are in foundation level. So the opportunity to see from your side is anything that gives you an exposure along with the IITM academic learning is an opportunity for you to learn. Don't miss either through IIT Madras or outside. This is going to be of great value. Compare it with CA program. Today, CA program, many of them do articleship, they learn a lot of things, and they also work with a CA and auditor, and they learn a lot. This is very similar to that. and because IITM degree is also not that easy to get, so you are going to put a lot of effort. In addition, if you are able to, expose yourself with the industry relevant tools and, with professionals where you get to learn what is the best way to do a project, and if you prove to them, some of them may offer you a job. So look at that from that perspective. Yeah, definitely you will get credits, but don't worry about that. Please start looking out, and please start selling your profile for companies, small roles for 2 months, 3 months. You should be able to get on your own. In addition, you can also, take our help. And we are seeing that's working. And many people who have done at least 2 months internship or 1 month informally also is getting a lot of confidence to attend, other opportunities and other placement opportunities that we are providing. So this is my, point of view.
Yeah, and just to add, I saw something on the chat box also about doing an on-campus degree. Can I do a 2-month internship? The overall feedback from the industry was no. We don't encourage that. We don't want people just coming for 1 or 2 months. We want a commitment for at least 4 months, and preferably 8 months is what we are hearing. So that's one of the reasons why we're not allowing people who are pursuing an on-campus degree for internships.
And that, since that is a query for many students, I just want to add one more point. Companies are looking at giving a pre-placement offer to a student once they do the internship. So imagine you are in a second year or the third year and first semester, and you take up this, and within 3 months they will say, I want you to join full time. You are not going to join full time in any possible way because you also want to do an on-campus degree. So that's going to be a challenge for you, especially if you want to join a job. And many of the companies have a requirement that you should have a degree when you join a job. So you will not fulfill that criteria. That's the reason consciously we are encouraging you to do internships only when you have time. And added to that, if you are able to find something on your own, a part-time project that company allows you to do, no problem. But our internships that IITM is looking at are all full-time internships. So from our side, we are not going to allow people who will not have the time commitment. And whenever such part-time opportunities come through us, we are going to share with you.
Okay. Yeah.
So the next question is, can a working professional get an internship? If not, what are the plans that IITM had made for working professionals in terms of internships and placements?
Yeah, in terms of internships, I think we have discussed earlier, companies are not going to encourage working professionals to do internship because you may have to, if they give you 6-month internship and internships pay also, it will not be on par with job. And imagine you have to, get relieved from a company and join this internship. If you are having that confidence and interest to, be available full time, there is opportunity. But if you're working in a company and you want to do an internship in parallel, it may not work out. But in terms of jobs, definitely there is clear things happening as far as the opportunities are concerned. We are having requirements for working professionals, and we are sharing. Some of them have been getting jobs while they work in another company because it's a full-time job, so you can work out the notice period with the new company as well as the previous company and work out that. But internships, we have been very, very conscious and careful. Companies are not going to encourage you to do, work in both places simultaneously because you will have a lot of challenges when it comes to data privacy and IP. A lot of challenges are there. I doubt anybody would encourage, and IITM is definitely constrained to encourage working professionals working in a company to do an internship in parallel. It's not possible. But if you are letting go your on-campus job or your current job and you say, at some point I have to take this call, that's when definitely your availability matters. If you're available, then you don't consider yourself as a working professional. You're a student who's available in terms of time. So we'll be able to help you. Sorry, Professor Balaji.
No, that's absolutely fine. And then on the other hand, we hear about moonlighting and people doing
yes.
But there may be a different viewpoint in the future. But for now, all the industries that we have talked to have said this is strictly a no. We cannot allow working professionals to take internship positions. They have to quit their job before they come for internships.
And which we don't want to push you. And one advantage working professionals have is you don't have to show internship experience in your resume. So don't compete with a fresher because fresher needs an internship experience because they will not have a professional work experience. Whereas if you're a working professional, I'm sure you will have some experience which can be added in the resume. Build on that and do projects which are relevant to your experience. I'm sure you will get a good job. So don't worry about internships. unless you are in different fields. Currently, you are in, let us say in accounts, and fully you want to move into, let's say in data science. That's when you may need a switch. But again, that also you can think through. If you're able to do right projects, you may get a job directly in data science in finance space. So that's technically possible. So please plan that way. Don't look at internships as a first step.
Okay, Steve, next question, please.
Yes, sir. Next question is, after applying to companies via online portal of IITM and after shortlisting, will interviews will happen online or offline in campus?
Yeah. So one good thing that happened in the last 3 years because of COVID is complete campus placement experience has moved online. That means HRs are used to conducting online exam because of COVID, conducting interviews virtually. So everything is going online. So that's a advantage for all our IITM based students. Luckily, now all the companies which came, all the 50 JDs that we received, all of them are ready for virtual recruitment process, which means they will shortlist online, they will do an assessment online, they will do an interview online. Everything is done online. Offer letters are rolled out online. Many companies have preference that you should work in their office. So that means you have to travel and work in the headquarters of the company, whichever location they are offering you the job. You have to go there or internship. So other than that, the process has moved fully online. If at all there is any need, we will let you know. But right now, companies have been very considerate because they've been used to the COVID environment. So we are lucky in that way.
Okay, so the next question is, can I get a job as a data analyst after completing data science diploma? What additional things should I do along with this diploma, or only doing this diploma is sufficient?
Just want to tell you one important point. Just don't look at IITM diploma as a standalone, certificate that you get and suddenly somebody will give you a job. They will look at your profile in a holistic way. What else you have done matters a lot. In addition to this diploma, what else you have done? That means if you have experience, that counts. If you are from an on-campus degree, let us say a CS degree you hold from some college, that really matters. And if you're already working in a domain that's of interest, let's say pharma, some companies are interested. So it depends on what else you are bringing onto the table in addition to this IITM based the IITM data science diploma. And remember, we are still not, as a country, we are not away from degrees. People want degrees to hire you. If you say you don't have a degree, most companies will not even shortlist you because they want an on-campus or a IITM BS degree before they hire you full time. So the degree is important. Either you have an on-campus degree or IITM BSc or BS degree. So from that perspective, you have to showcase something on your profile if you want to go with standalone diploma. That's the assumption because that gives you that flexibility to go ahead and exit with diploma. But that call only you can take based on your profile. But otherwise, if you are able to complete the BS degree and the BSc also, you're definitely going to be eligible to get a data analyst or whatever role you are definitely saying. I think it's possible. But again, go back and check your profile, how it's going to be attractive, and how strong are you as a data analyst that you're talking, and how will company benefit from your skill set. That's going to be very important. So don't look at this carry this certificate, I will get something. So you have to carry a value that a company wants, and the certificate is of great value. I'm sure the projects you do is going to be very useful. Focus on the projects, do something very interesting in the projects and showcase that in your interview, then it adds value. But for internship, diploma is very useful. But to get a full-fledged job, like I told you, they will expect a degree either from IITM or an on-campus. So don't think that I will just do a diploma and then go and get a high-paid job.
I just want to clarify something. No, we're not asking you to go and enroll in another degree or whatever. That's not what we are asking to do. What we are saying is just focus on improving your skill sets. So you have certain skills that you are getting imparted as part of the program itself, and that may be just enough for some employers, but they're always looking for people with a wider skill set. If there is domain expertise, so if somebody is doing something in accounts, please project that in as part of your profile. So there may be people who are looking for somebody with a accounting background and good at data sciences. So it might work out that way. But you don't have to go do a degree, just so that you improve your qualifications. It's just enough to just gather some specific skill sets.
Yeah, only thing to clarify, Professor Balaji, is they should not expect that just completing this diploma, they'll be eligible for job, because companies expect a degree either from IITM or elsewhere. That's what I wanted to add to that.
Right. So that may be true as of now, but this thing is evolving as we speak.
Yeah, true.
So somebody like Google comes up and says, you enroll in Google University, you do one course here and one course there, and you may be good for a job and all that. So we'll find out how the market reacts to some of these things. But one thing that's true is it's becoming more skill-based employment and not so much about the degree. It's sort of evolving in that direction.
Right. So the next question is, what kind of projects are usually expected for a data science role, and of what complexity?
Yeah, so we've been talking to people in the industry, right? And so they're not certainly going to give you a project that is with very high stakes, especially if you're going out for an internship. They're not going to throw you into the deep side and say, go swim. So what they tell us is actually some of these seemingly low profile jobs, which is like sanitizing the data, preparing the data so that they could be fed to tools so that you can get some meaningful output from them. Those sort of jobs are just as important as the ones that are doing the deep analysis and so on. So yeah, at an internship level, you may be exposed to this process of how the data analytics work in a company, and that may mean that they are giving you seemingly lower end jobs, but the idea from your side is to be aware of the entire process and trying to see how things are flowing as far as the the kind of work that goes on in an industry environment. So so the short answer is it may not involve coming up with a new model or something as far as the internship opportunity is concerned. But if you show the drive to learn more, they will actually give you more challenging positions through the internship.
Right. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for answering. So the next question is, what is the scope of data science in present scenario? How much per annum would one expect after completion of BS degree?
How much? Sorry, I didn't get that second.
What is the salary per annum once they complete their BS?
Okay.
So I think I will just give you my immediate response to this question. So the way we are seeing is there is a huge demand, especially for data science professionals. So just to give you numbers, I think we have 750 profiles that we received in terms of job opportunities. We could only close 20. So that's the opportunity we are missing. If I want to give you a basic number, so we IITM as part of BS degree, we got 750 opportunities till now. We could close only 20. In that we have opportunities about 10 lakhs, about 15 lakhs per annum salaries. We have opportunities at 8 lakhs. And we have criteria that companies are coming up with. We have written tests that companies are coming up with. So our students have to clear. So that's the challenge, I would say. It's not the opportunity in terms of what is possible in the market. There's plenty of opportunities available. How much we can get, it depends on the person to person. Even in IITM on campus, some students get very high salary. Some students may get medium level. Some students may get low. It depends on their skill set and the profile. So I'm sure the same thing is going to happen in this base degree as well. But I see very good prospects in terms of both the number of opportunities as well as salaries. It's all going to be the skill set, like Professor Balaji mentioned previously. You want to add something, Professor Balaji?
No, that's good. Yeah, we can go to the next question.
Yes, sir. Thank you for answering. That was hopeful. How important is CGPA for placements? What should someone do if their CGPA is not above 8.0?
Yeah, I mean, CGPA is not the end all. That much I can tell you, right? So, yeah, if you have a CGPA, say 7 or even lower than that, that means you need to work that much harder to, improve your skill set. So what that actually tells you is that, okay, in a formal manner, in terms of doing the data analytics at a fundamental level, maybe you're not as good as some other person. But then you may actually do things related to, let's say, for example, you can go to a hackathon and do a tremendous job there, or you can do some other projects which can distinguish your ability to deliver on a practical problem, right? If you show those sort of problem solving skills, that might actually be attractive to the employer rather than your CGPA. So in those cases, they might actually still look for you rather than pick you rather than somebody with a higher CGPA, right? So like we've been saying, CGPA is not end all. So just because you're a 9.0 CGPA or something, you cannot expect that you'll be the first one that's getting an opportunity. The employers look for, evidences of how you're applying your hard skills, the fundamentals that you learned so well in the program, how we are able to apply that to real life problems. Okay, and that's where we are really encouraging you to go for internships, because the internship opportunity is actually, you've done all the theoretical stuff through this course, but now you're actually going to the industry and you're actually getting an idea of what are the practical issues out there, how are people dealing with those. And that sort of experience is as valuable as, what you have learned through this program. Right? So we can go to the next question then.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for answering. So the next question is, are the placement activities limited to freshers only? Will there be any opportunities for experienced professionals as well?
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities for experienced professionals, especially companies want candidates with experience, and we are seeing there's a lot of interest. Especially some of the analytics companies have come back. They want, along with freshers, they're looking for people with 1 or 2 years, some of them with 3 years experience. And there is demand, but what we have observed as a trend among working professionals is they don't rely on us alone for support, because since you already have network, especially if you're a working professional, you will have enough places to go and apply, and you know many people. But from our side, there is definitely demand from recruiters, which we are going to share with you. But we are seeing, our students getting opportunities on their own as well. So especially with the working professionals, we are there to support, but it depends on your need and your preference, because some of them are looking at wide variety of opportunities. Sometimes, you may get better offer than what we bring here on campus. So definitely there is an opportunity.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you. So the next question is, after completing one diploma, if I want to enroll for placement support, will I have to leave the program if I get a job, or can I continue to pursue the full degree?
Yeah, you can continue the full degree, except that the important point here is there's a commitment to the employer. So if you say to the employer that I will spend 8 hours or 9 hours per day full time, and if the employer expects you to go to the campus, that is their office, on a daily basis, so you should be able to do. You should not give a reason, I will not come today because I have to watch these lectures and complete this course. So you have to manage your time well, and you also have to define the load, because sometimes companies' load may be higher. So you may have to bring down your course load maybe from 4 to 2. So all that you need to plan. So don't think that you can go on a fast pace after you get a job. So you have to slow down your pace with the degree, especially the number of courses that you do in a term. And I'm sure your seniors and some of your friends would have told taking more courses can definitely hurt your CGPA. I've heard the stories from many of them. So watch out that. Otherwise, from our side, there's no restriction. But except that you have to note, you will be given this, Professor Balaji uses this word, this coupon of getting placement support once. So once you get a job from us, you cannot say, I'll completed BSc, I've completed BS. So every stage you will not get a job offer from us. When to use this coupon, you choose.
Yeah, one job and you exit this training and placement
process.
Yeah. So there's no
continue in the
coming
degree.
back to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great, sir. So the next question is, Companies like Microsoft and Apple wants only student freshers who completed BTech or MTech only. But after getting this degree, are we still eligible to compete with BTech students for for internships or placements?
So if you have to understand this, so most of the companies have defined criteria based on the input quality that they get. So they want to choose BTechs because they know BTechs have certain standard. So IIT MBS will definitely, meet that benchmarking standard of saying becoming eligible to attend opportunities. I'm sure that you should be able to be, capable. But getting a job again depends on your skill set and your performance in the interview and the way you do projects and all that. But from an eligibility side, definitely this course will be recognized by everyone. But today I won't say, Google will know the BS program is available and immediately we will take. But we are doing awareness and we are trying to tell them that these students are on par with certain skill set and they will do a good job. So if you see within IITM, I'll give you IITM experience that IITM CS students, Microsoft, the way they recruit versus IITM non-CS students is very different. So for a lot of, I would say, many years, they never showed interest to recruit non-CS students within IIT Madras. I'm saying on-campus BTech. So it is a effort from the placement cell to convince them, and finally they were able to convince. So we are going to do similar effort with all companies because they don't know about the program. So we need to tell how these students are different and how they can add value to their companies. So that's a continuous effort from our side. But today we can proudly say this course is definitely a good course, and it will give you that legal standing or eligibility everywhere. But companies, we have to go and tell them how this course is unique. So that's going to happen, and we started that effort, and we are seeing good traction and response from companies. Professor Balaji, you want to add?
No. So this is very important that we are trying to build a brand here for ourselves. This particular degree program, and it's that much more important right up front when you're building a brand. The first people that we get out there, the first way of people that are taking up positions in the industry, they have to set a standard. They have to convey the message that we are here to do a honest job of making good of the opportunity that we have. So we don't want people going in and getting an opportunity, and then the moment they get an opportunity, they go trade around and say, I am having this offer letter, so can I get a better offer than that, and so on. If you are doing that, then not only are you making a bad name for yourself, but you're sort of pulling down our program itself. So that's where, when we say the code of conduct and all of that, we want you to represent our program in the best manner possible, because that is what is going to eventually help in making ourselves a more preferred place for getting good quality students with data science knowledge than even maybe several on-campus programs around the country. So really looking forward to your cooperation on this. Go ahead,
All right, sir. All
Steve.
right. Yes, sir. Thank you for answering. The next question is, would IITM be offering research internships within IITM?
Yeah, I think we answered that question already. We are in talks with centers here who can potentially host numbers. But other than that, there are, of course, summer internships that are offered on an annual basis. So our students are eligible to apply for those just like everybody else. Since those are like more of 1C, 2C type of internships, we are not actually getting into having a specific number of our students getting into those programs, but we're certainly working with the data science center to accommodate maybe 10 or 20 internships per year.
Yeah, and just to add to what Professor Balaji is saying, generally in IITM, or I'm sure all other IITs, they don't have a formal method of giving research internships. Mostly students will do some research activity in some area, and they develop interest and they contact faculty and other researchers working in that space. And generally, it's interest driven than somebody enabling or pushing it to say you should recruit, because for general employment there are like thousands of data analysts required, data scientists required. There are a lot of companies hiring, but in research positions they're very limited, and very focused on some research domain, and if they like, they will definitely hire you. It's more like driven by your capability and your skill set, and there's a demand there, and you find right team. So you need to keep scouting for research groups who are working in the domain of your interest, and network with them. Definitely that's going to help you. But I am sure, like Professor Balaji mentioned, we are going to help you, but don't miss any opportunity within IITM network or outside of IITM network, other IITs, any faculty who are working in that space where you are thinking you should do research, please network, and then don't miss such opportunities.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all we have.
Okay, great. Yeah, I see there are a few questions on the chat box as well. I just want to address maybe 2-3 questions here. So one of those questions is, is there any support? There's no support in terms of internship opportunities for third or fourth year. Third year, no. But if you are in the final year of your engineering, some other on-campus degree that you're doing, and you're going to be finishing, say by December, and you are applying for an internship, then we will support you. Once you show, evidence that you will be finishing and you're going to be ready to do an internship without actually having to do other on-campus related activities, then we will support you. But if not, unfortunately, that's the industry has told us that we don't want to entertain such students. Anything else that capture your attention, Bala? Anything that's standing out?
Yeah, one student asked, while someone has joined an internship, how many courses are we permitted to take in those months in our IITM degree? Minimize your load during an internship period. So if it is, the highest you should look at is 2. Don't go beyond 2 courses in a term when you are doing an internship. So our suggestion generally is, if you are getting an internship, if possible, if the cycle matches, that means you get a internship before even you register for courses, that means that you have an internship offer. Try to take a break if possible. If not, if you want to definitely finish it in certain timeline, take minimum 2. Don't load yourself, but do the project or an internship that you're taking up very well, so that it may turn to a pre-placement offer. So that's very critical. And we want more pre-placement offers for IITM based degree students, because today the trend is pre-placement offers among recruiters. They're all saying, if student is good, we are happy to hire. So I want to narrate one, company's information. Which we had a discussion. They were doing on-campus BTech recruitment. I went to meet them, and it's called InstaBase. You can go and search in Google. They're ready to pay 47 lakhs per annum for freshers, and they said we don't mind IITM based students as well. But they said, within IITM or within IIT network, the number of people who clear our written test is 10% within the IIT network itself, and they are open to IITians and non-IITians, and they are seeing non-IITians also doing well. And their preference is very simple. They will, start with internship, observe them 1 or 2 months, either from IIT or non-IIT. They don't have any, preference from brand or degree perspective, but they want good people in their team. And they pay almost 1.5 lakh during an internship. And if they do well, they're happy to, absorb them and give them offers. So the reason I'm mentioning this is there are opportunities available, and people are going to take you seriously if you do a good job. And you will get opportunities through IITM and through IITM placement cell with a lot more in terms of expectations that you have. Some of you will definitely see that happening. But having said that, I also want to tell you, it comes with challenges, and it comes with, a need that you all need to fulfill. That is, you have to prepare yourself well and be ready with the expected skill set that companies want to see in their employees. And the more you show, the program is going to benefit a lot.
Very good.
So I just have one question. Is this company called InstaBase?
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
This is based in Bangalore, and we are seeing many such startups. This is funded from the US, and I met many SMEs which are not popular, but which pays the Microsoft level that you expect, or a Walmart level salaries.
Right.
Because the number of employees that InstaBase has is only 355, and they have a cash balance of more than 300 or 400 million dollars. So, so that's the kind of money. Since I should not share this publicly, but I'm sorry, I had to. But I'm just telling you, they're all rich companies. They will pay, but we need to go towards these stars which are growing and which will definitely see impact from students. Yep.
Great, sir. Thank you for sharing that information.
Question I saw.
Yeah, one more.
Campus students can prove that they are free in the period of internship. Will they be considered?
If on-campus, so for example, if the on-campus students have completed the credit requirements for getting that on-campus degree, if they're able to show clear evidence of that, they have done everything, just the degree is pending, based on whatever schedule the college has. In that cases, we will consider, yes. But yeah, it's up to the students to clearly give us evidence saying that they are going to be free during that time.
Okay. I think we have covered most of the questions. Yeah, go on, sir.
There was one more question that caught my eye about the working professional. Can they go for a 8-month apprenticeship in the curriculum after resigning from their present job? So that's a fairly personal decision, so there is obviously no guarantee that you do the apprenticeship, you're going to end up with a job, although industry trends are such that there's one IT major who was saying 90% of their interns are actually getting a pre-placement offer from the company. But that's actually cannot be taken as the norm. So you have to think very clearly as to what your chances are and whether you want to quit your job for other reasons. But don't mix that up with the promise that an apprenticeship would have as far as a job opportunity is concerned. There's absolutely no guarantees in that. So I think we have covered pretty much all the questions in the chat box. I mean, in one way or the other, we discussed through this session. So, Bala, you have some closing thoughts?
Yes, Professor Balaji. So I think we've been mentioning this to all the students whenever we meet. There is a team that is working, especially the industry interaction cell. Currently, we are like 5-6 people working, and we have Professor Balaji who's been helping us in the last 12 to 14 months to streamline the process. And because the degree is new and the process is very different, not like on-campus process, so we are figuring out a lot of things, and the degree gives a lot of flexibility, like exits and a lot of flexibility that they can do both. They can work at the same time, they can study. So we are going through a lot of challenges from companies when they expect committed time from students, and we are learning on the way, and we are trying to help everybody, both companies and the students. That's our goal, and we only want to say that there's a lot of effort going on here, both within IIT system, and there are a lot of alumni helping us within IITM network who want to say we want to make this program work. There's a lot of support everywhere to take this program to the next level, especially when we meet companies. They really like this program because they feel this is the future of our country, the way the education should move in terms of flexibility, the way we are running the program, giving access to IIT education to everyone. There's a lot of buzz and interest and pride in the program that everybody is listening to right now. They're all happy about it and they want to help us. So there is a lot of positivity around. That's what I want to mention. And I want to say that there's a lot of effort going on. So only request to all of you is please try and see in whatever way you can support us, in bringing your, thoughts together and writing to us wherever you need help. And wherever you can contribute to help your friends, please do that. And wherever you see there is something available in terms of opportunities, we are continuously seeing a lot of off-campus opportunities coming to us, students referring us information we share with everyone. So there's a lot of sharing that you can do among yourself. Please go ahead and start, contributing to this effort. And since it's first time, we are all going to learn a lot on the way. Some of you want to know how much a fresher would get after BS degree. Till we see the first offer, we will also not know actually how much a student would get, after 500 students, 1,000 students graduate. We will also get a clear idea of how much on paper is the number that people are quoting, and we are all waiting to see that number to be very high. So honestly, and we want to replicate whatever is happening on campus. That's our goal, and there's a lot of effort here. That's all I would say to all of you. And any help you require, please write to us. Please don't panic. I'm seeing a lot of students panicking that we are virtual, so obviously there's no support. So obviously you will not see us because we are all working virtual. So till you see the jobs happening, you will not see. And luckily, we have some traction there. People are getting opportunities, and many people are choosing opportunities. Some of them are not applying for certain opportunities we are giving. That means they have bigger, dreams, and they want to offer. They're looking for better offers from us. So with this, I just want to tell you, there's a team working here, so don't worry. But do your part in terms of building your skill set, working on projects, building your CGPA, doing networking, do whatever. But let's all work together to make this program a great success. Because at the end of the day, I can get you the best salary job, but somebody has to crack it. So till then, my success is not complete. I will only get an opportunity, but closure is in your hands. So that's what I would say. With this, I thank Professor Balaji and everybody who's been helping all the way. So over to you, Professor Balaji.
Yeah, thank you, Bala. And of course, what I want to say is, this is a really, really exciting time for us, but it's also a nervous time for us. Exciting for all the reasons that Bala just now mentioned. There's a huge expectation from the industry. They can't wait for people to graduate from our program, and so they cannot wait to hire people. So that part is really, really exciting, the potential there. But on the other hand, we are a little nervous about it in terms of, we know how your hard skills are. We know the kind of courses that you have gone through and the kind of skills that you have acquired through these courses. And those are very well appreciated by the industry. But they don't know the other part, the soft skills part. And, in a regular classroom type environment, when I speak to my students, I know, who are the people that are able to present themselves really well and who need a little more support. I actually talk to those people and get that. But in the virtual environment, we don't have that sort of data. So in that sense, I would say it's your responsibility to benchmark yourself among all your other peers and say where you are in terms of expressing yourself, representing yourself, and the confidence that you come out with and all of that. And please do spend quality time, going through the training programs that we offer in soft skills, and try to equip yourself with all the relevant skills so that you are ready for that opportunity and you can crack your way through. Okay, so with those closing words, I would once again thank you all for your enthusiastic participation. Keep that going, and good luck with the rest of your program. Steve?
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to add one thing. So we read a question where a student wanted to get in touch with someone who did internships and all that. So I have personally done few internships, and if anyone wants any ideas or guidance, they can get in touch with me. My name is Steve Richards. You can find me on Instagram or LinkedIn, just in case you need it.
Excellent, Steve. Appreciate that. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.